On Public Property today, Mark reports back from George's Diner. Should he stay or should he go now? Marcia gets ready to go on the road. Will she drive her Aussie lodgers round a bend? And we find out what you decided the next move should be for sisters Rebecca and Carla. Flogging their wares on a market stall or shaking their tush on a catwalk? This is Public Property, the show which allows you to directly influence the lives of 7 individuals. Now, each week they'll be presented with 3 possible options of where their lives should go next. But they don't get to make the choice. That's down to you. Now, the first decision you made on behalf of sisters Carla and Rebecca from Leicester was that they should be put through their paces at an army boot camp. You wanted to be sure that they've got what it takes to realise their ambition of running their own business. Well, they've got a few aches and pains, but they live to tell the tale. And yesterday, we gave you a further 3 possible options for the girls. We asked you, should they do door-to-door selling? Or organise a fashion show in which one sister is the model and the other one is stuck behind the scenes and it's up to the girls to choose? Or should they set up rival market stalls? Well, the council opted for the market. They wanted to see Rebecca and Carla setting up an early pitch, 3 layers of thermals and no makeup. But you disagreed, you softies, and you went along with the girls' plea that they should organise their own fashion show. And they were well chuffed.
Yes! Thank you. Yes, that's going to be good. Oh, we love
Excellent. Like I say, they're well chuffed. Now, our council here is on hand every day to guide Carla and Rebecca and indeed our other 5 participants through the months ahead. So I want to ask you, Peter, do you think the viewers have been a bit soft on Rebecca and Carla here going for the fashion show?
Yes, I think Rebecca and Carla have had an easy option because I think that they should have gone for the market stalls. I did watch the programme when they went to the boot camp. And they said that it was very good and they enjoyed it and it was good for them. And I think to be in business, you've got to be like chalk and cheese. And it would have been good to go for the market store. But unfortunately, the viewers thought that they should go for the fashion. And you're really soft viewers, you should have given them the market store.
Oh, Peter, Joe, what do you think?
I think it's going to be good for them. It's going to bring them together. And because they want to do it, they're going to enjoy it a lot more. And I think they're going to do really well.
Good, that's what I like to hear. Des, you know, what interests me is which one of them is going to end up as the model, do you reckon? And which one is going to be stuck behind the scenes?
Well, stuck behind the scenes, I reckon it's going to be Carla.
Carla?
Carla, yeah, and Rebecca's going to be the model.
OK, well, we'll take bets on that one. I wonder how that one's going to go. Well, we know that the girls are really pleased with your decision for them, but I tell you, it's not all going to be fun and games. They've got to set up this fashion show for real. It's absolutely down to them, and it's going to be a major test of their organisational skills and their working relationship. Now, 58-year-old Marcia from South London decided to become public property to force herself to take a few more risks in life. She wants to grow old disgracefully. So far, you've got her sharing her house with 5 young male backpackers, and on Friday, you ruled that she should fulfil a long-standing ambition to learn how to drive, which Marcia is delighted about, she thinks.
I'm absolutely delighted and absolutely horrified. Because I'm terrified I won't do it. I know this is my last chance, really. I won't try again if I fail.
She wasn't very good at learning to drive. I tried to teach her, my dad tried to teach her.
But I've tried about 10 times and terror has driven me away, apart from quite a few minor accidents. Wait a minute. Licence you want? With motorcycles, without motorcycles? Definitely with motorcycles. I had one horrific time when I was driving quite calmly down the road and this great big tree loomed at me, went straight into my, whatever it was, bumper at the front.
She's just so scared that you couldn't teach her anything because she's just like this on the steering wheel and you can't teach anyone anything when they're scared like that.
The worst one was when I drove through a wedding party. But that wasn't my fault because the driver said, my instructor, take the first on the left. I didn't know the first on the left was a big wide churchyard. And the bride was very upset. I was a bit upset as well. But the bride was more upset. And the photographer wasn't too happy. I think his camera was, you know, that went everywhere. But they're not the only ones. I'm just a disaster.
But Marcia's not facing her fear of driving alone. She's got her new Aussie mates to help her survive the ordeal. No worries.
Oh no.
And some learner plates. You got to learn. Driving test theory, the highway
Oh
code,
my God.
and your L plates. And your official L plates. Yeah. This is your time. We're here to help you, and I reckon that you will get your driver's license.
I've got to put up with all you scrubby lot. I've got to learn my computer.
We're going to help you get your license.
All right, then.
So then you can drive us all around town and stuff like that.
Like you helped me with the computer.
Exactly. Well, we did a bit.
Look out the roads of England is all I can say.
Now that she's filled in her driving licence forms, it's time for Marcia's mugshots.
Insert coins to exact value, no I expect. This is the thing, I can't even use the coin machine. Imagine what I'm going to be like in a car. Select background. Doesn't matter, does it? Well, that's it then, 5 minutes. Let's have a look. Well, they're passport photos, so they're supposed to look horrible, but I horribly think that is what I really look like. One of those has got to be on my driving licence forever, and everyone will see it because I'm going to pass.
That's right, Marcia, think positive, and very brave of you to admit that you've had a few wee minor accidents in the past, like ploughing through a wedding party. And as a special surprise, we've got the bride and the photographer here. Sorry, I'm only joking, everyone. I just couldn't resist that. I want to see Marcia's face at home. I bet she's sitting there like this. I think so. Right, you have certainly brought Marvin, our former businessman from Manchester, down to earth with a bump. As we speak, he is currently slaving away at his mum's job at a courier company. Actually, a lie. It's just gone 5, so he's probably knocked off by now. Let's see how he's settling in.
I think I'm going to get more out of this job from the perspective that this is kind of more of what I'm used to and what I'm skilled at, sitting at a desk, physically doing very little, but mentally thinking about everything that's going on.
Marvin's been asked by boss Tony to sort out the personnel file, and Marvin reckons he's spotted a better way to do it already.
I did a summary page, so that without going through every single one of them and going into each file, simply look at the date of their expiry of insurance so we can chase them really quickly. Tony thought that was a tremendous idea. Didn't you, mate? Hello, Bob. See? 10 a.m.
But there seems to be a flaw with the new system. More work for the drivers.
Getting them to pick up their envelopes, which tells us what we need, and those who have picked them up and haven't returned the stuff will be getting mini ultimatums. Insurance or no work. But Tony doesn't quite agree with that.
If you go upsetting them, you don't get work out of them. You'd have half my drivers on strike if you went off the way you did. Just calm it down.
Marvin's plans aren't a complete surprise to Tony. The two of them go back a long way.
I mean, I've known Tony for probably about 10 years. So he kind of, he saw me when I was cheeky, when I was that big, and now I'm cheeky and I'm that big.
What he's done so far we've been impressed with, and he's certainly showing business skills. Over the next couple of days we want to get Marvin over onto the control desk, which is a bit more pressure on him, but I think he'll do quite well.
Today's been all right, because I feel I've come in, I've been asked to do a job, and I've thought about the job. Now, the job itself was not the hardest of tasks, but what I've done is what I like to do and look at the job in hand and find a way that in the future it can be done much more easily, much more efficiently, saving time and money.
Richard Branson, eat your heart out. Now, Elaine, what would you think if Marvin turned up as a new boy in your office?
I think he's just got a very strong personality. Surely employers want someone that try to find a better way of doing things.
Yeah, so you see that as a good thing, the way he's tackling it, that, yeah. What do you think, Elena?
I just think he's just gone in there and decided he's going to change everything. And he's a bit of a know-it-all.
Yeah? You wouldn't be too impressed?
No, not really.
Tell you what, Des, if you could give Marvin one piece of advice when he goes into the office tomorrow morning, how would you say he should play it?
A bit cooler, not as if he's done it all before. Listen to what his bosses are saying. You know, be a bit more sensitive and brush up on his people skills.
All right, okay. Bit more listening, not so much talking. Okay, we'll find out if he's been listening on Friday, because we're going to come in and see us on Friday. But we've got another visitor after the break. Since he became public property, ex-history teacher Mark from Surrey has traded the classroom for working in a cafe. Has he found a new career path?
Sorry, mate. There you go. Just call me Mark. The regulars know who I am.
And we know who he is too, and we're going to see him in a couple of ticks, as well as you, of course. Public Property, the show where you control the lives of our 7 participants. Now, Mark gave up his job as a teacher in a posh independent school to become public property. And last week you voted that he should go and work at a Greasy Spoon cafe. He's working 13-hour days, he's getting up every morning at 4 o'clock, but he's still managed to stagger here to tell us how things are going. A warm welcome, please, for Mark. He's in character and everything. Is that a weapon you've got there? I'm a bit nervous. I'm taking these off you, I think.
It's mine.
Yeah. Now listen, Mark, the viewers, I think, they threw you a bit of a googly when they decided that you should go and work in this cafe. I think they thought that you'd been born with a silver spoon in your mouth and it was time you had a greasy spoon in your mouth instead. So how much of a culture shock has it been? Tell us.
Well, actually, it wasn't that bad. I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time. The people there were really nice. It was different, but at the end of the day, I really enjoyed it.
It's such a contrast. I mean, you were teaching history in a boys' school.
Yeah, but you didn't see my history classes. Some of them were slightly abnormal, but yeah, I mean, it was different. But you know, they made it so easy for me to go in there. It was a real team, you could see that, and they just welcomed me in, and we had a really good time.
All right, okay. Well, I think we should see the evidence of that. Let's see how you got on. Mark's driving an hour and a half across London to the diner this morning, but can he stand the heat when he gets there? Especially now Brian, Mark's new boss, has got a tough day planned for him.
A little bit longer day today, my friend.
Yes.
Around about 7 o'clock tonight?
Yes.
You okay?
Yes, come on.
Make a full day of it, eh? Make it worthwhile?
God.
He was working for 13 hours, non-stop. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I can do that. I can do it. I can do it. Yesterday they said that I had to butter up 4 loaves every minute, which, in my state of confusion, I believed them for a while, until I realised I could most probably do about 4 slices a minute. It's just after 6 in the morning, that is, and I've done 5, I think I've done about 4 loaves now, and a stack load of rolls.
Mark's learning to speak a whole new language, and fast.
Toast best. Sorry, mate. There you go.
Just call me Mark. The regulars know who I am.
Morning.
I'm too tall for this kitchen.
Yeah.
Apparently. She wasn't impressed by that at all. The counters are too low, so I have to bend over. My back's already killing me. It's 8:45, which means that I've been on active duty since 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 3 and a bit hours. And I've still got 10 and a quarter to go. Come on. Two bacon rolls. 2 bacon rolls? Yeah. It's bloody slave labour. How long have you been here? 6, 7 years. You're only a junior customer then. There's people been here like 20 years. It's amazing, isn't it?
He's not doing too bad at all for a new boy. I think another 6 years and he cracks it.
He might at first have appeared like a fish out of water, but Mark's rising to the job.
Whatever I do, I always put pressure on myself, but that's just coming from being a rower, you know, an athlete or a rugby player, whatever, that you always demand the best of yourselves. And I was like always growing up in a fairly competitive environment. And so, you know, your best is always expected, always. So far I've worked 7.5 hours, because I started at 5:30, it's coming up to 1 o'clock now, and I reckon that's about 7.5 hours. And I am pretty tired, it has to be said. It's pretty hard work. To be honest, it's worse when you're not doing anything, because then the time goes really, really slowly, and you're like, every 10 seconds you look at your watch expecting it to be a couple of minutes later.
Mark, you've done so well today. We're letting you go early so you can have a nice early night and be in at 5:30 in the morning.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. How's that?
That's very kind of you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your help. You've been good today.
Yeah, it's good fun. I really enjoyed it. I reckon I've got about a centimetre of oil layered over my entire body, and my sense of smell has gone.
Actually, he's done well, yeah. And yeah, he's coped really well. Considering, you know, and we've enjoyed his company as well. First time we worked with a man in the shop, it's really been good.
Yeah, I'll sleep well tonight. Definitely, I'll sleep well tonight. And up again at 4. There you go, mate. Right, have a bite of that and tell me what you reckon.
Have a bite of it?
Have a bite of that and tell me what you reckon. Look, he's worried now, isn't he? He's gone all red. What do you reckon of that then? That's the best sausage roll you've ever had, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know about that.
What do you mean you don't know about that? What do you mean? Oh, well. Right, back to my favourite task, breading.
Mark certainly is competitive. He's got himself into a race to test those new skills against Jan, who's been in the business 33 years.
No one's timing this, are they? It's going to be a race to the end, in which case I've already lost.
Right, done.
Oh. I was only 3 behind.
Definitely a good effort. Now listen, Mark, I hope you don't mind us moving you over there, but like you say, that chip fat. Wow.
I've had a bath. I've had 1 bath since, but...
You know, the interesting thing there, I don't know if you noticed, but your accent changed. I mean, you're saying to that guy, take a bit of that, I can't even do it, you know, take a bit of that, ain't that not the best sausage roll you've ever had?
Yeah, well, you know.
That was good, wasn't it? Well, nearly, okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, I pick up accents really quickly. I mean, I lived in Africa for a while, and when I came back from there, my mum couldn't understand me for 3 months. And, you know, 2 hours in with the boys in the cafe, and they all come in from miles around. You know, you just talk to them, you pick them up, and it's, you know, it's I don't know if I picked up a perfect. I'm sure they're all sitting at home now thinking, you know, you don't have an accent at all. He's got loads to work on, but I reckon I was getting there in the end.
But your dream is to be a DJ. Now, what's the attraction of that?
I love the music, the adrenaline rush, playing in front of big crowds. I mean, it's exactly the same as you know, being an athlete, a sportsman. Obviously, at some point in your age, you've got to stop doing that because you get too old. But with this, I can carry on hopefully as long as I like. What
makes you think you're going to be good at it?
What makes it? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, I suppose. But so far, the feedback's been pretty good.
Okay. All right, well, Mark, you did really, really well, as you say. I mean, they absolutely loved you in George's Diner. And if the viewers decide that you have got to go back there, then they are going to welcome you with open arms. So you'll be very glad to know that. But let's move on to the options for your second big decision. And, you know, we have tested your ability to kind of knuckle down and do the early shifts, do a bit of hard graft. And I think we all agree, don't we, that he's really proved himself. He threw himself into that. And we do want to help you achieve your ultimate ambition, which at the moment is to be a DJ. Look at him, he's so cynical, this boy. Look at him. So here are the three options for your next big decision. They are to carry on working in George's Diner and to double the takings. Now, this will give you a chance to prove all those promotional skills and your communication skills, so that's quite a good... Oh, he's impressed, isn't he? The second option would be to leave the cafe, sadly, live off your earnings as a rowing coach and get yourself a gig as a DJ. And that would be absolutely up to you to do that. You say you've got the talent, you'd have to prove it. And the third option would be to work in the music industry, spend time working for a dance promotions company and gain experience of the business. So there you go. Three options. I think you'll agree, Mark, they're all moving in the right direction, some more smoothly than others. Everyone at home, if you've already made up your mind, then just you call that number which is next to your preferred option. Mark, just immediately, what one would you fancy?
The three.
The three. Adrian, what do you think? Which one would you go for out then?
I think he's got to take it one step at a time. I'd go for the second option because I think he's going to skive off if he goes directly into music promotions.
All right, so he's got to get himself a gig as a DJ. Helen, what do you reckon?
I don't think he's got any idea of being a DJ at all. I think he's too regimental, and I think basically he seems a little bit slow. Sorry, I do. Whether or not he's still tired from working at the diner, I don't know, but no, I'm
She
sorry.
doesn't have a lot of faith in you just now, Mark. You have to prove her wrong. What about you, Dave? What do you think?
To be honest, I think he needs to go into the industry and get a bit of experience, background, then so he gets the idea of how hard it is. And then he can go and become a DJ later.
All right, okay.
When it's nice and easy then.
All right then. Well, that's what they think here, but of course, it's you at home that will really make the difference. It's your vote we're looking for. Please call now. Mark needs your help. Okay, I hope you've got your thinking caps at home, but it's time for our council to tell us what they think that Mark should do. Council members, would you join me in the inner circle, please, and cast your vote for Mark's options. And if the lovely council members decide that Mark should stay at the cafe and double the takings, they're going to vote red. You dial 0901 561 5001. All the numbers start the same. If the council decide that he should get a DJ gig, then they're going to vote green, and you dial the number ending in 5002. And if they decide that he should get some work experience in the music business, doing a bit of promotions, then they'll vote blue, and you should dial 0901 561 5003. Now, what do the council think, I wonder? Oh, they think green. They want you to be a DJ. They want you to do the fast track, Mark. What do you reckon?
Well, I don't know. I think I actually agree with Dave in the council. I think I should go into the music business a little bit slower and learn the whole thing, because that's what I want to do at the end anyway. So
learn it from the ground up.
Learn it from the ground up.
Well, you know where the viewers are, because they're the ones who'll make the final decision. Tell them what you want.
Well, obviously, I want to go into the music business. I want to learn everything. I want to learn all the aspects of it, because that's what I want to end up doing. And I reckon at the moment, being a DJ in a club might be a little bit too much to handle. But I certainly don't want to stay at the CAF. Sorry, Brian and Janet, there's nothing against you. I just need to move on and move on to blue.
All right, Mark, well, you said that very well. We'll see if the people out there listen to you. Cast your vote. Mark wants to know what you think he should do next. Now, tomorrow we're going to be finding out how successful Paul and Katie were in singing for their supper. We'll catch up on how Carla and Rebecca are getting on, organising the fashion show, and, of course, we will have the result of your vote on what Mark should do next. Now, remember, they're your property, so take good care of them. Goodbye.